Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Welcome back. Well, starting this semester, the College of Southern Nevada will no longer allow students to register for classes after the quarter has started. A former professor at the school said that the policy will hurt those with lower incomes. In fact, the professor decided to resign because of the new rule. He said the students who register late are often students who don't have the money at that time. CSN officials say the decision to end late registration came as a result of research showing students who registered late were less likely to succeed. They add that financial aid is available for those who are unable to pay tuition by the deadline. Well, when you think about lung function, it is common to think of tobacco use and its effects. But what do experts say about marijuana use? Today's report addresses that issue.
The ability to breathe, it has a direct effect on our health. This test is used to measure the amount of air coming from the lungs.
With tobacco, we found exactly what others have found. Essentially a straight line decline in both air flow rates and in lung volumes the more people smoked tobacco.
Dr. Stephen Kertész from the University of Alabama at Birmingham and co-authors say with marijuana use, the line is a bit different.
The effects of marijuana change depending on how much a person has used over their lifetime.
Researchers studied a database of more than 5,000 people in 4 American cities. These individuals reported marijuana and tobacco use over 20 years.
I'm going to ask you to take a very deep breath in, as deep as you possibly can.
Their lung function was also measured several times during that period by using standard breathing tests.
Up to moderate levels of marijuana use, and by that we mean up to the amount a person would smoke if they had a joint a day for 7 years, there is not a loss of airflow rate. There's not a loss of lung volumes. In essence, marijuana doesn't seem to behave like tobacco at those levels of use. However, at the much higher levels of use, that curve changes. Our results at those higher levels of use were not statistically significant, but they certainly introduced the hint of harm at very high levels of use.
Dr. Kertész also points out that the increase in lung function was very small.
The increase that we saw was about 50 cc, and that's roughly the size of a small juice can.
Researchers say the way people breathe when smoking marijuana, deep breaths in and out, may have prepared them to do better on these tests and is not a sign that the lung tissue is healthier.
It would be very incorrect to look at this study and say, wow, if I smoke marijuana, that's going to improve my lung health. We don't view our study or changes in the lungs as being the central point that a person should think about in deciding whether to use a drug like marijuana.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
And here's today's first business brief with Angela Miles.
This is the first business brief for Tuesday, January the 14th. I'm Angela Miles. The latest hacking scandal at Target and Neiman Marcus could create job potential. It's predicted companies will be quick to pump up staffs with information security workers. Other promising fields for 2014 include nurses for anesthesia and technicians who draw blood. Rounding out the list, genetic counselors, alternative energy technicians, fundraisers, and health benefits analysts. After sales slowed considerably, Lululemon cut its forecast. The company has suffered several stumbles of late. The founder and CEO, Chip Wilson, was forced to step down after saying some women's bodies just don't work for the company's yoga pants. And Dunkin' Donuts is heading west. The coffee and donuts chain plans to open more than 400 new shops in the U.S. 380 of the locations will be in markets that are new in the West, including California, Colorado, and Texas. That's the first business brief. I'm Angela Miles.
Well, Clark County is said to be experiencing a severe drought. The National Weather Service has been reportedly tracking weather conditions here in Nevada for over a year. They said that it has been 40 days since it has last rained in the Las Vegas Valley, and that it is the longest December to January dry spell in nearly 40 years. Drought has been an ongoing issue in much of the western United States for more than a decade. After the break, Noah Beacon will give us the local weather forecast.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Tuesday, January 14th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees, an average temperature for this day in history of 58 degrees. Winds were coming from the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 12 miles per hour. The UV index today was 3, which is moderate. Humidity was at 17%. Sunrise is at 6:55 this morning, and the record high in 1945 was 74 degrees. Tonight we'll have clear skies with a low of 39 degrees. That's also your average temperature. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour with gusts up to 10 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 32%. Sunset was at 4:52 p.m. and the record low in 1963 was 14 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 67 degrees and a low of 39 degrees. Winds will be coming from the northeast at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 26%. Sunrise will be at 6:54 a.m. and the UV index will be 3, which is moderate. For our 7-day forecast, we have a mostly cloudy week. Your high temperatures will be staying in the high 60s, and your low temperatures will be ranging from the low to high 30s.
Well, thank you very much, Noah. Well, that's it for this edition of News 46. I'm Monique Mitchell, and from everyone up here at News 46, we hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow. Until then, good night.